Welcome to the Pitcher Nail Down. I'm Jason Gilbo at jgilbo11. Looking at pitching for tonight's 7-game slate. Much better pitching slate than we've had kind of the last few days. Where we get some actual talent, top through bottom. About 5 guys that I'm looking at tonight. Jacob deGrom headlines them for me. You have Zach Greinke as well. Then you have a couple of kind of a little bit riskier plays, but I think there's a couple options you can get away with. Jacob deGrom, he's that first option. Love him a ton tonight. Cardinals are middle of the road offense against righties, 12th in WOBA, 21.4% strikeout rate. I know some lefties have come back into the lineup. Colton Wong was projected in there. Dexter Fowler obviously back. Matt Carpenter. But still probably about 6 right-handers and a pitcher spot. DeGrom's handled righties really well this year, 276 well, but 307 just to lefties. So numbers at home, obviously very strong, 257 WOBA allowed compared to 324 on the road. The strikeout rate is there tonight, even against a Cardinals team that's kind of perceived as a tougher offense. But like I said, they have a 21.4% strikeout rate against righties. DeGrom's missing a ton of bats this year, 29% strikeout rate, 46% ground ball rate, minus 160 favorite at home. Cardinals implied total about 3.5, one of the lower ones on the slate. Even though DeGrom's a little bit more expensive than Greinke, I'm far more comfortable just paying up in a better ballpark at home against a little bit better of a matchup. Reds are not bad against righties, but not great either. But DeGrom, I just think, is your cash game guy tonight. I think Greinke's more of that swerve. There's no cores to pay up for. Bats around the league are fairly moderately priced. You should have no issue using DeGrom tonight. So Greinke, he's that number 2 option for me. I lean towards the home pitcher and DeGrom, obviously in the better ballpark. I won't be going the 2 of them in cash games, 1 and 2. I'll take some risk at cheaper options. But, obviously Greinke's been really solid this year. Strong against, Cincinnati in that last start before the break. 7 scoreless innings, 7 strikeouts. About a 29% strikeout rate this year as well, 46% ground ball rate. So he's been pretty much DeGrom-like on the year. He just goes to a tougher ballpark, and that's kind of where I just give the edge to DeGrom. But I'm not really worried about here. I mean, he obviously faces, most of his games in Chase Field and Coors this year. Arizona's a minus 140 favorite. Cincinnati, they have the 4.5 implied total. That's another reason why I'm leaning forward to DeGrom. But, I think this time of the year, this is actually one of the lower totals on the slates that we've seen. So, Vegas is a little bit more in favor of DeGrom in terms of those numbers. I think Greinke a little bit cheaper, makes for a good tournament swerve. That's about all I'm headed with him tonight. I don't know if I can really get behind him in cash games, but I just like DeGrom far more. As cheaper options, about 3 guys that popped up on the radar for me. Drew Pomeranz, guy has been sneaky good, pretty efficient over his last few weeks. This season, he's actually allowed more than 300 runs just 4 times in 18 starts. 3 or more runs. I mean, that's really, really strong this year. I mean, 3.75 ERA, FIP around 3.6, 3.7 xFIP. I mean, these are numbers that are backing up his ERAs. He's been really solid. 8.3% walk rate. The walks haven't been crazy high, so like some of the other guys, but we do see walks from time to time, but 25.7% strikeout rates. I know the Jays only struck out 3 times last time out against Pomeranz, but I think the strikeout upside's still there. 10.6% swinging strike rate, 3.92 Sierra. I think he's SP2 borderline cash for me, because of the cheaper price tags. He's actually been really strong. I'm not going to give a big, edge to the Red Sox in terms of getting, run support because we haven't really seen it for most of those guys. So Jay's offense, 15th against WOBA. I know it's a right-handed heavy lineup. I know there's a lot of guys that are big names, but they've been big names in the past. Donaldson's been looking a little off. Justin Smoke, Kendrys Morales, those are the 2 bats that I worry about. Outside of that, I'm not particularly worried. Like I said, 15th in WOBA against Southpaws, 22% strikeout rate. So Pomeranz comes in as a nice option for me, and I definitely don't mind him. Garrett Cole, we do this dance every now and then. I was on the right side of Garrett Cole last time out. It was in Miller Park. He threw 7 innings, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, picked up the win as well. This guy's been really boom or bust this year. We've seen a couple 7-run outings of him in starts. One just came a couple starts ago against San Francisco. But then, other than that, he's allowed 2 or less earned runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's just kind of this wild card pitcher. He does struggle against lefties, 355 WOBA, but 317 to lefties when at home. It's still not pretty, but it's definitely worse on the road. He holds right-handers to 290 WOBA at home. PNC, obviously a plus place to pitch. His 8% soft contact rate goes up. Soft contact rate goes up 8% when he's at home compared to on the road. Milwaukee, obviously top 10 ISO and WOBA against righties. The 25% strikeout rate's really what you're after. Milwaukee just a 4-run total, so Vegas not really in favor of Milwaukee's offense. Cole's a -140 favorite. I don't mind it here. I mean, I think if we get a VR Thames Shaw, lefty lineup, and that's about it, and you get Braun, Santana, Pena, Broxton, Arcia, he's going to face 6 righties in the pitcher spot, so I don't mind it. VR really hasn't been strong this year. He's got a 30% strikeout rate as well. And just look at all these guys. I mean, Pena is the only guy who doesn't have less than, and Arcia. Arcia and Pena are the only guys that don't have over a 20% strikeout rate against righties this year. So Cole's got some upside. GPP only for me tonight. I think he's a little bit risky in cash games, but I like to play here again. Next one, this is probably my least thrilling one, but Kenta Maeda. Dodgers are usual -170 favorites. White Sox just an implied run total of 4. Not really strong there. Maeda's 13.6% swinging strike rate is really strong this year. 24% strikeout rate. Doesn't walk guys. The problem is he just doesn't go deep into games. His FIP, xFIP, SIERA are all pretty average. I think you can get by here 6 innings, pick up a W, and pitch pretty well. Chicago. Todd Frazier's out of the line. Not that he was, a tremendous option, but it's just another bat here. 25th in WOBA against righties, 22.4% strikeout rate. 2 pitcher sites. Once again, I think you're okay. He brings some safety to the table as long as he's not pitching against the Padres for some reason. That's if he played Maeda against the Padres twice this year. But Maeda, solid option night, -170 favorite. I don't mind him. He's on the cheaper side. I think the price fits, really his talent. So that's going to wrap it up. You can head over to DaveFantasyCafe.com, check out the raid tools and content.